I'm Susan Fields, founder of Premier Services Group. For more than a decade, I've helped small associations, community organizations, and service-based businesses build reliable, repeatable systems for their bookkeeping and accounting. In this video, I'll walk you through the core structure I use with clients. The same structure that reduces confusion, improves accuracy, and restores confidence in day-to-day financial operations. Every business works differently, and your bookkeeping should reflect that. Before we talk about systems or software, the first step is understanding how your business actually operates, what you do every day, how money moves in and out, and what information you need to make decisions. When your bookkeeping matches your real workflow, everything else becomes easier. Before we fix anything, we need to understand what's happening today. Is your system built for your type of business? Are you tracking the right things? Does your bookkeeping help you make decisions? Or does it just create more work? And are you meeting the compliance requirements for your industry? These questions tell us whether your system is helping you or holding you back. Different industries have different bookkeeping needs. Retail deals with inventory and sales tax. Real estate deals with commissions and escrow. Construction deals with job costing and progress billing. When your bookkeeping reflects the realities of your industry, your financials become far more accurate and far more useful. Realtors have a very specific financial flow. You're managing commissions, tracking multiple transactions at once, handling escrow, and dealing with marketing and listing expenses. None of that fits neatly into a generic bookkeeping system. You need a structure that understands how real estate actually works. Traditional bookkeeping doesn't account for the complexity of commission structures or the timing of closings. It doesn't handle escrow properly. And it doesn't track the constant flow of reimbursable expenses. Without the right setup, your books can get messy fast, and that affects your reporting and your taxes. Contractors operate on projects, not simple transactions. You need job costing. You need to track materials and labor. You need progress billing, and you need to manage subcontractors. A contractor's bookkeeping system has to follow the life of a project from estimate to completion. Without proper job costing, you can't see which projects are profitable. Without tracking materials and labor correctly, your margins disappear. And without a system for subcontractor compliance, you risk penalties. This is why contractors need a bookkeeping structure built specifically for construction. Law firms have strict rules around trust accounting and client funds. You're managing retainers, tracking client expenses, and meeting bar association requirements. A mistake in trust accounting isn't just an error. It can put your license at risk. So your bookkeeping system has to be precise, compliant, and audit ready. General bookkeeping doesn't handle trust accounts correctly. It doesn't separate client funds from operating funds. And it doesn't maintain the level of documentation required for legal compliance. A law firm needs a bookkeeping system built around ethics, accuracy, and accountability. Medical practices deal with a completely different financial structure. You have insurance reimbursements, patient responsibility, claim denials, adjustments, and equipment costs. You're also working within HIPAA requirements, which means your financial workflows must protect patient information. Doctors face long reimbursement cycles, complex payer rules, and constant adjustments. You're tracking copays, deductibles, and coinsurance, all while managing overhead and compliance. A medical practice needs a bookkeeping system that understands the revenue cycle and supports accurate, timely reporting. When most people think they have a bookkeeping problem, what they're really seeing are the symptoms. The numbers look messy, the categories don't make sense, and nothing feels consistent. But that isn't because the bookkeeping is bad. It's because the accounting system underneath it was never designed for the business. If the foundation is off, everything built on top of it will feel off too. So let's look at what's actually happening. The day-to-day bookkeeping isn't the real issue. The real issue is that the accounting system wasn't set up to reflect how the business actually works. When the structure doesn't match the operations, the bookkeeping will always feel confusing, no matter who does it. Before I do any cleanup or ongoing work, I look at how your accounting system is built. I check whether your chart of accounts, categories, and workflows actually match how your business earns and spends money. If the structure is off, the data will be off. When the system is designed correctly, your costs land in the right places, and your reporting and decision-making become much clearer. When I review your books, the first thing I look at is structure. Are your costs landing in the right categories? Are your revenues mapped correctly? This tells me whether your financial statements reflect reality and whether you're missing opportunities for clarity or savings. Next, I look for gaps. Missing transactions, misclassifications, inconsistent workflows, or places where automation could save you time. My goal is to strengthen your financial foundation so your bookkeeping supports your business instead of creating confusion. My process is simple. First, I review your current setup. Second, I identify what needs to be improved. And third, I help you implement those changes and support you as your system becomes more accurate, efficient, and aligned with your business. My work starts before the bookkeeping. I design the accounting system itself, the workflows, the categories, the structure. I make sure the system matches the business model so the bookkeeping finally makes sense. When the system is built correctly, everything else becomes easier, cleaner, and more accurate. When your accounting system is designed the right way, your bookkeeping becomes clear and useful. You can finally trust your numbers. My process gives you a structure that supports your business instead of working against it. And once that structure is in place, the bookkeeping becomes a tool, not a frustration. If you're ready for a bookkeeping system that finally makes sense, one that reflects how you work, I'd love to help you get there. A strong bookkeeping foundation gives you clarity, confidence, and control. And together we can build a system that supports your success. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this overview helps you see how structured bookkeeping and accounting systems bring clarity and confidence to your operations. If you'd like to learn more or connect for personalized support, visit Premier Services Group online. Until next time, I'm Susan Fields, wishing you clarity and success in every financial decision.